The Phrygian language, ʻfrɪdʒiən, was the Indo-European language of the Phrygians, spoken in Asia Minor during Classical Antiquity. Phrygian is considered by some to have been closely related to Greek. However, others, such as Eric P.Hamp, relate Phrygian with Italo-Celtic and their northwest Indo-European group. The similarity of some Phrygian words to Greek ones was observed by Plato in his Cratylus. Inscriptions. Phrygian is attested by two corpora, one dated to between about the 8th and the 4th century BCE, and then, after a period of several centuries from between the 1st and 3rd centuries of the Common Era. The Paleo-Phrygian corpus is further divided into inscriptions of Midas-Gordian, Central Bithynia, Teria, Tyana, Daskylian, Baeotia, and various. The Mysian inscriptions seem to be in a separate dialect. The last mentions of the language date to the 5th century CE, and it was likely extinct by the 7th century CE. Paleo-Phrygian used a Phoenician-derived script, while Neo-Phrygian used the Greek script. Grammar. Its structure, what can be recovered from it, was typically Indo-European, with nouns declined for case, gender and number, while the verbs are conjugated for tense, voice, mood, person and number. No single word is attested in all its inflectional forms. Phrygian seems to exhibit an augment, like Greek, Indo-Iranian and Armenian, cf. Hebraic, probably corresponding to pi*ebhet, although comparison to examples like aos, adakit, who does, to, which is not a past tense form, shows that a may be from the pi primary ending *eti. Phonology. It has long been claimed that Phrygian exhibits a Lautverschiebung of stop consonants, similar to Grimm's law in Germanic and, more to the point, sound laws found in Proto-Armenian voicing of pi aspirates, devoicing of pi voice stops, and aspiration of voiceless stops. This hypothesis has been rejected by Lejeune and Brix. The hypothesis had been considered defunct throughout the 1980s and 1990s, but has been revived in the 2000s, with Woodhouse and Lubotsky arguing for evidence for at least partial shift of obstruent series voicing of pi aspirates and devoicing of pi voiced stops. The affricates ds and dz developed from velas before front vowels. Vocabulary. Phrygian is attested fragmentarily, known only from a comparatively small corpus of inscriptions. A few hundred Phrygian words are attested. However, the meaning and etymologies of many of these remained unknown. A famous Phrygian word is bekos, meaning bread. According to Herodotus, Pharaoh Psammetichus I wanted to determine the oldest nation and establish the world's original language. For this purpose, he ordered two children to be reared by a shepherd, forbidding him to let them hear a single word, and charging him to report the children's first utterance. After 2 years, the shepherd reported that on entering the chamber, the children came up to him, extending their hands, calling bekos. Upon inquiry, the pharaoh discovered that this was the Phrygian word for wheat bread, after which the Egyptians conceded that the Phrygian nation was older than theirs. The word bekos is also attested several times in Paleo-Phrygian inscriptions on funerary stelae. It may be cognate to the English bake, Hittite, Luwian, Galatian and Greek all-influenced Phrygian vocabulary. According to Clement of Alexandria, the Phrygian word bedu, meaning water, appeared in Orphic ritual. The Greek theonym Zeus appears in Phrygian with the stem t, perhaps with the general meaning god, deity. Possibly, Tiva is goddess. The shift of *d to t in Phrygian and the loss of *w before o appears to be regular. Stephanus Byzantius records that according to Demosthenes, Zeus was known as Teos in Bithynia. Another possible theonym is bagard, attested as the accusative singular bagun in G 136. Lejeune identified the term as *bagom, in the meaning, a gift, dedication, but Hesychius of Alexandria mentions a bagaios, Phrygian's use and interprets the name as delta omicron tau rho alpha omega nu, giver of good things.